Continuing once again, my little Tesla cats. So we're gonna get back to my 3rd through 6th grade and middle school years, actually, because this is gonna take a while. But Mrs. Radcliffe, Jessica, and Daniel I've got to see in the middle of the day because I was terrible with math, and we worked on how to tell time on a normal clock, not a digital clock, a normal clock that actually gives you the minute hand, hour hand, and second hands. And everything else. And Daniel and Jessica were two very different people. Jessica had the optimism that I used to have as a preschooler, if not even a little more of that. Despite the fact that she had been held back a couple times. I don't really know how many times, but I know she got held back a couple times. And then we had Daniel, who acted like a jerk at the time, but somehow deep down I kind of knew was a nice person. And Jessica and I would make jokes about him and how nice he actually was, and I didn't actually hate him or anything. Like he'd be like, I don't like you and me, and it was because he was trying to protect me, he's told me. And that'll also get into another reason, and that'll also kind of get to where and how I found out about the other reason people were bullying me at the time. But we would joke around, and one of the times we joked around about the possibility of him dating either one of us, and obviously, he said, "Ha, no!" It's a normal like boys response. Like if you're in elementary school, in reality, there's a girl, you're like, "Oh, you're so cute." You make jokes about it, and you're not always looking for Prince Charming when you're in elementary school. You're looking for Prince Charming. Like in elementary school, you're not looking for love necessarily. Um, but it was fun to hang out with them, and we would get Alex, or we would get my friend and I would get. It wasn't Alex, trust me. She comes later in the story. um, my friend and I would get him to play games with us as kids, with and pretend games and stuff like that. But the only times they really got ruined were when people who made fun of me ruined them and just are like, "Oh, she has cooties," or people um ruined them by saying ew, and it just slowly wore at me. Now I found out again the other reason from Daniel, and he told me a lot of boys in my school, one of the major reasons in my school that a lot of boys made fun of me was because they thought I was lesbian, which is not a word you really think that I don't think any kid specifically should know at that age. I mean, if you know it, then you probably have parents that are lesbian or gay and you know the terminology. You've been around the block before. But at my age, I wouldn't have known what lesbian meant. I do know there were a couple times where people said that um, Grace and I had kissed, and I kept denying it, and people were like, "Yeah, right, it's totally true," and it was really stupid. But as I was saying, it just wore at my confidence. All throughout elementary school, it wore at my confidence, and it brought me to do stuff that you really shouldn't do when you're a quote-unquote 3rd grader or older, and that is, it brought me to that moment, that point where I started pretending to be a character in my favorite cartoons, because I didn't have TV after a while, because other things happened where we had quote-unquote free cable, and then it got cut out on us, and yeah, so that was fun. But when I was a kid, one of the things I started doing was I started pretending a lot more on my own. When I was in my own house, I'd pretend to be the cat. And I mean, I'm not even kidding. There was this thing I would do where I'd pretend to be the cat, a superhero that would join forces with the Teen Titans and other characters from my imagination and from my past and from things I'd watched. And we would fight crime together. And eventually that started leaking out more and more into things. And I'll continue this in the next video, guys. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to run too far over on these. So I'll talk to you in the next one. See you later, Tesla Cats. Keep on keeping on. Bye!